Hello people of YouTube land place thing. I have got two battles here because the first one I get raped in, and yeah. So this is a battle against Casadorperfect. Used to be Casador Shiny 1 from YouTube, but his account he couldn't get back onto, so made this new one, and I'll leave the link in the description. Go subscribe to him. Pretty cool battles, and yeah. Well, we had this about 2 weeks ago, and it was kind of like UU stuff or whatever, and it was a pretty bad battle on my part, mainly because I couldn't choose a team that was very good, and the team I came up with was pretty average. So, here we go. I started off well with Stadler and got him paralysed, did some stuff, reflected, and I went out to Marowak here to take the attack, which it took pretty nicely. So I go for an SD, and he brings out Altaria, and he hazes, which I had no idea was coming, and if he hadn't hazed, that would have been a one-hit KO on Altaria, seeing his Rock Slide did a freaking huge chunk, and that was good for me. But he's gonna switch now, and I go for the Earthquake, predicting the Roost, but he switched anyway, and Earthquake with the Thick Club's gonna take out that thingamajig, Wrathy thing, whatever it's called, I can't remember, Kingler, that's the one. And he goes to Victory Bell. Now this is basically when the game turns around in his favour, and I really can't do a thing, because Victory Bell is going to Sleep Powder Licky Licky, and it's going to Swords Dance. Now, I can't actually do a thing unless I wake up here and explode, but I don't get the wake up first turn, which obviously wouldn't happen, and I don't get the second turn. This is what I'm hoping for, a second turn wake, and I don't get it, because if I did and exploded, that would have basically not made me lose that badly, or I probably would have still lost, but it was alright, and I didn't wake up and explode in his face, so Licky Licky goes down, which is a shame, because I never really got to use him, and I want to use him sometime, so I might use him later. I bring in Stadler for the Intimidate, hoping to maybe live or be faster or something, but Leaf Blade actually does take me out, and he's faster, and I actually have nothing that's going to be outspeeding Victory Bell at the moment, and so with +1 attack and a Life Orb, and a priority in Sucker Punch, he's pretty much going to take me down. Now here I could have used Hypnosis, but I just wanted to get rid of the threat, and I had to attack, and there was no other option. I had to go for the attack, and it didn't pay off because I lost that thing, Chimico. Go to Ampharos, which is obviously going to be taken down because its defenses are pretty poor. But down goes Ampharos, and this is really not good for me at all, but afraid it happens sometimes, and I get swept, and Victory Bell, you know, not something to be underestimated in UU, definitely, because Casador's made really good use of it, and yeah, that's pretty cool. So definitely check out his channel. He's a very, very good battler, and I'm hoping to have a rematch with him sometime, maybe pretty soon, but we'll see. And yeah, there we go. So I've got another battle here to fill up the time, which I just recently had. This is against After Sprite from YouTube, and this was a sort of UU sort of ish battle, but not really. And we had a battle before this that DC'd, and that was kind of gay. So we tried again, and I lead off with Articuno, and I Ice Beam to get rid of the Hippopotas, and now I know he's Sandstorm. He's going to be using like Shuckle and Cradley and stuff, which is really, really annoying because they just really take the piss in UU, seeing as Shuckle actually rapes in OU. UU makes it pretty much nigh on invincible, and that's kind of annoying. I go to Incendia to take the Yawn, and I have Heal Bell on this team, so I set up the Reflect while he Trick Rooms, and Heal Bell is going to come in use later so that I can wake this guy up from his sleep. And Uxie is really, you know, it's very bulky, kind of a pain to get past, but oh well. And I'm going to switch here. I'm going to go to something like Flygon. I think, no, I'm going to go to Donphan to help set up my rocks. But he U-turns out. I expect the Shuckle switch, maybe a Power Trick Shuckle, but he actually goes to a Porygon 2. And I don't think that's really going to be something I want to stay in for, obviously, because it's going to be carrying Ice Beam. So I'm going to switch to Frieza, who is going to take the Ice Beam very nicely, as it's special wall, and it likes taking Ice Beams, I guess. And I'm just going to try and Heal Bell here. I think that he's going to Thunderbolt, but I know I can live it, but he actually overpredicts an Ice Beams, thinking that I would think he would Thunderbolt and thus go to Donphan, so he overpredicted, but that didn't happen. And that was good for me. So he switches while I roost up, and Frieza's looking on pretty good health now, so that makes me kind of happy. And Reflect wears off, which is a shame, but I haven't really had use for it so far, so it's been okay. And I go back to Trunks and take the Toxic. So I know he's going to try and maybe Toxic stall me with Protect and stuff, but I really want to get my rocks up, which is what I do, and I set those up, so that's a good thing. It's going to help me a lot in the long run with the stealth rocks. But now I'm going to switch because he tried to overpredict and Toxic me yet again. So I'm going to switch to Flygon, predicting him to Rock Slide, thinking I'd go to Articuno. But I do go to Flygon, and I'm going to U-turn out here, mainly because it's super effective, and Cradley doesn't really like taking U-turn very nicely. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, and try and put a nice hole in it. So U-turn actually does a pretty decent amount, around a third or so, and I'm going to go out to my Articuno here, hoping that he's going to not Rock Slide, which he doesn't. He actually Toxics, and I want to Heal Bell, I really do, but I know he's going to Rock Slide, and that's going to completely decimate Frieza, so I can't stay in for that. I'm going to have to switch. I'm going to go to Flygon, take the Rock Slide, and here I wanted to U-turn out, I really did, but I went for the Outrage instead, and that was a pretty big downfall on my part. I shouldn't have gone for that because, as you can see, I can't switch to U-turn, and I didn't really want to switch out because I didn't want something else to get Toxic. I didn't want to lose anyone else, so I had to go for the Outrage, and that was really, really annoying because it really didn't do that much at all. He gets to recover, and all my efforts of taking his health down are pretty much put to useless. So I Outrage again, and it really doesn't do a lot. As you can see, he Toxics me, so now I've got 3 guys Toxiced, and I'm going to have to sacrifice Articuno sooner or later just to get the Heal Bell going, just to get rid of all those Toxics, which really are going to build up and frustrate me for the rest of the match. So I switched to Articuno hoping he would Protect or maybe Recover. I hoped he would Recover there, but he actually Rock Slid, and that hurt me a really bad amount. I mean, that sucked a lot. So I Roost to make Rock only 2 times effective on me, and I do survive, so I'm not really going to survive much longer thanks to the Poison and Sandstorm, so I know that this is my last chance to get rid of the Toxic, so I Heal Bell, and all the Toxics go away, but I do have to lose Articuno in the process, which is really not very beneficial to me at all. I could have used Articuno later, which would have been helpful. So I go to this guy to Ice Punch Cradley to hopefully do a nice bit of damage to it, because I know that it's going to get a lot of special defense from the Sandstorm, so I have to go for the on the physical side. It does a nice amount, but he Toxics me, and I've got a Life Orb and Sandstorm and Poison all taking me down now, so it's really going to stack up and not looking very good for me at the moment. But he Protects, I go for the Ice Punch trying to psych him out, and I'm actually going to Drain Punch here, predicting the switch, because I want to get some nice HP gain back, which would be nice for me. So he brings out his Shuckle, which of course is something that I was fearing throughout the whole match, and he does carry it, and it gets raped by the Stealth Rock, and Drain Punch doesn't do a lot. So that's really not very good, I guess, because now I'm going to die basically for nothing. I'm going to try and Drain Punch once more, see if I can live. But in the end, Shuckle is going to rest up and do what it always does, which is be a bitch and not die ever, which happens quite regularly. So I left with 3 HP on Poison, and I'm going to switch out just to keep him as death fodder, and he does have priority, so that may come in handy at some point. So I go to Qui-Gon to Stone Edge, and I get the crit, which was super awesome, and that was really cool. Now Lefty's helped him here because this second Stone Edge would have killed him without it, and he wakes up and rests again. So as you can see, I got a crit with Stone Edge, and the other Stone Edge still hit, and it still didn't kill him, which pretty much shows you how invincible this Shuckle piece of crap is, because I use it all the time and it never dies, and then I play it and it never dies, and everyone uses it and it never fucking dies. But there you go, that's Shuckle for you, and I get a DC because life is gay. So yeah, see you later guys, peace.